Chapter 54. Then Adam and Eve stood up in the cave and prayed the whole of that night until the morning dawned. And when the sun was risen, they both went out of the cave, their heads wandering from heaviness of sorrow, and they not knowing whither they went. And they walked thus unto the southern border of the garden. And they began to go up that border, until they came to the eastern border, beyond which there was no farther space. And the cherub who guarded the garden was standing at the western gate, and guarding it against Adam and Eve, lest they should suddenly come into the garden. And the cherub turned round as if to put them to death, according to the commandment God had given him, when Adam and Eve came to the eastern border of the garden, thinking in their hearts that the cherub was not watching, as they were standing by the gate as if wishing to go in. Suddenly came the cherub with a flashing sword of fire in his hand, and when he saw them, he went forth to kill them. For he was afraid lest God should destroy him, if they went into the garden without his order. And the sword of the cherub seemed to flame afar off, but when he raised it over Adam and Eve, the flame thereof did not flash forth. Therefore did the cherub think that God was favorable to them, and was bringing them back into the garden. And the cherub stood wondering. He could not go up to heaven to ascertain God's order regarding their getting into the garden. He therefore abode standing by them, unable as he was to part from them. For he was afraid lest they should enter the garden without leave from God, who then would destroy him. When Adam and Eve saw the cherub coming towards them with a flaming sword of fire in his hand, they fell on their faces from fear, and were as dead. At that time the heavens and the earth shook, and other cherubim came down from heaven to the cherub who guarded the garden, and saw him amazed and silent. Then again other angels came down nigh unto the place where Adam and Eve were. They were divided between joy and sorrow. They were glad because they thought that God was favorable to Adam, and wished him to return to the garden, and wished to restore him to the gladness he once enjoyed. But they sorrowed over Adam because he was fallen like a dead man, he and Eve. And they said in their thoughts, Adam has not died in this place, but God has put him to death for his having come to this place, and wishing to get into the garden without his leave.